When you put hate and anger and unforgiveness inside of it, it is the highest level of emotional consumer, and it's 24 hours a day. And what happens after just a day or two or three of having that on the inside of you, your emotions begin to crater. And you get depressed. And what your emotions are saying to you is, we can't keep up. We can't do this. We weren't designed to hate. Human beings were not created to be repositories for anger. We weren't. We weren't designed that way. So when we take long-term anger and unforgiveness and put it on the inside of us, we are ensuring ourselves major emotional problems in our lives. It's also spiritually as torment. And Jesus says here, you'll be turned over to tormentors. I believe that when we will not forgive a person, it exposes us to demonic torment. Now this is what Ephesians 4 says, verse 26. It says, be angry, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your wrath, nor give place to diabolos. That's the word there, devil. It means slander. When there's nothing wrong with anger, be angry. All of us get angry. It's inevitable that you're going to get angry. And there's nothing wrong with today's anger, but don't sin. Don't hit anybody. Don't do something wrong. Don't be hateful. Don't let the sun go down on your anger. And if you do let the sun go down on your anger and you don't deal with that anger today, you're going to give an opening to diabolos. He's going to come into your life and slander your husband, slander your wife, slander your friends, slander everybody in your life until he's divided all the relationships in your life. It is demonic torment. And so here's what I believe. When we walk in unforgiveness, we're walking out from under the protection of God. Hate is the devil's territory, and when you're walking in hate, you're on his turf, and you can't cast the devil out of his own property. That's his property. Love is God's property. Forgiveness is God's property. When you're walking in forgiveness, you're walking under the covering of God. When you're walking in hate, you're walking out from under the covering of God. And that's why it's torture. It's because you're exposed to all of that demonic element that you're not when you're walking in love. Relationally and socially, division, racism, wars, violence, divorce, lawsuits. You can go on and on and on of the ill that happens when we allow unforgiveness into our lives. It is torture, and that's what Jesus says. Here are three sayings that I like related to the issue of forgiveness. The first is this: the poison of unforgiveness damages the vessel it is stored in worse than anything you can spit on. It's harming you more than anybody else. The person that you're mad at, the people that you're mad at, it's not hurting them nearly as much as it's hurting you. The second is, forgiveness does not make them right. It just makes us free. Because I forgive, I'm not saying that it's all right what they did. I'm not saying that it can be excused what they did. I'm just saying I want to be free. I don't want to walk with this in my heart. And the third thing is this: forgiveness is one of the most self-loving things you'll ever do. If you love yourself, forgive. It's about you. It's mostly about you in this issue of forgiveness. Well, let me talk about how to forgive from the heart. Number one, because this is a hard issue. Everything I've said so far is just a technical issue of here's what the Bible says and here's what forgiveness means. Let's get it down to a hard issue. Okay. We must remember that our sins cost Jesus his life. Our sins. The most righteous man in the history of the world died the worst death in the history of the world, and you put him